Hi everyone and welcome. I'm Marcie Besecker, an independent demonstrator with Stampin' Up, and I'm from Clovis, California. Thank you for joining me today and happy Mother's Day. I told you that I was going to be coming on early because I am going out to dinner with my son and daughter-in-law and my husband and my grandson. So we're and my daughter-in-law's mother. We're also we're all going out to dinner together, so I'm excited about that. So I thought I wanted to come on early. I know we're kind of between morning, maybe brunch, breakfast, lunch, mother dates with family and dinner. So hopefully we'll get some people on to watch, but if not, you'll be watching the reruns, and thank you for watching. Hello everybody. Hi Annie. Hi Renee, Marcia, Melanie, Brenda, Stacy, Judy, Stephanie, hello. You are so welcome. I'm glad that you got your paper share, Pat. And so it's been a really nice day today. We tried last night to go see the lights. Well, we're in Central California. The night before, there were some areas around us that were able to see the lights. So last night, we thought we would go up in the hills and see if we could see them up there. No, we did not see them. Shannon, you're from Northern California. Did you get to see the lights last night? We did not. We drove out. We spent about an hour just kind of driving up, and then we drove a little farther up, and there were a few people. There was a lot of people along the sides of the roads waiting for the lights, and we had our grandson with us, who's only 5, so we didn't stay too long. But I didn't see a lot of pictures online like I did the night before, but that's okay. It's on my bucket list. Someday I'll be able to see the Northern Lights. Yay, Stacy, I'm glad you got your paper share. So I have to tell you that my Seaside Wishes class, part of it was mailed, part of it is going to be mailed this week because I had a paper pack missing in my paper to finish the kits. So I tried doing the class this time to where when you register, you got the PDF and the link. But if you purchased from me, I emailed those to you. And so I'm just going down the list, and I sent what I had until I ran out of paper. And then I do have some paper, but I already cut it. And it is too small for the pieces that you guys need. So the rest of you, if you haven't gotten your kit yet, some are in the mail. They're on their way to you. And then the rest will be going out Tuesday night, I believe. So I'm so sorry about that. They shorted me a pack of paper, so it's coming. Let's see. Of course, I realized it on the weekend, so the overnight shipping didn't work. Let's see. Oh, you didn't see them either. Okay. So then this morning we got up, and my husband wanted to do a few things in the yard, so I kind of went out and piddled around in the pool, and my puppy went swimming, and we kind of chilled out a little bit, and kind of just floated around and sat under our umbrella in the pool and chatted, and it was a lot of fun. Just relaxing. It was really relaxing. Oh, your son took you to lunch, Judy. That's awesome. Awesome. I know. I get to see mine again today. Like I said, we went light chasing yesterday. So I wanted to create a fun card, and I wanted to use some new product, and I really love this. My team is the Stamping Dragonflies, so I really loved that we had this dragonfly here, but I wanted to do something a little bit different because I also, so this is the Happiest Day. The supplies, yay, we can list them below in the video now because they are current. So anything that I'm using today, hopefully I remembered, and it's all linked below. So Happiest Day. And I love the Wildflower Designs dies. I love any larger dies like this, so we're going to use those. And then we're going to use the new DSP, which is the 6x6 Full of Life. So we're going to use this paper pack. I mentioned during the unboxing that I thought this paper was going to be a lot of fun for some die cutting, so we are definitely going to be doing that. So let's just get busy. Really quickly, I want to jump in and tell you that I do have June Bingo available. It is open for registration. May is sold out. So June is up and ready to go. So there's that. I do have a few paper shares available. I had some people that purchased, and then it made my kit an odd number, so I still had a few left over. So I went ahead and made those packages up because I was being asked a lot if I still had paper shares. So I think there's, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 or 5 left, something like that. So you are welcome to register for that. There's a link below. There's a link for everything below. Seaside Wishes, there are a few kits left of that if you're interested. And of course, I wanted to go over the Join Special. It is an amazing deal. It is a great way to get your product at a discount. And again, you do not have to sell or demonstrate or anything. If you can manage the quota on your own, which is $300 a quarter, then you can go ahead and sign up and not have to sell or anything like that. If you aren't sure if you would be able to do that, share with your friends. You never know that there might be somebody out there that'll help you out and help you make your quota. If you join now, you are guaranteed to be a demonstrator through the end of December. Or excuse me, not December, October. It's through the end of September, but October is your grace period, and that's going to take you into the holiday catalog. So hopefully that'll give you plenty of time to get your $300 quota by the end of September, October if you need it, but then October, November, December is your next quarter, which is the holiday catalog. So yay! All right, so I think it's totally worth it, and I think you would enjoy doing that. Hi Teresa, how are you? Hi Gloria. Hi Susan. Thank you so much for sharing. All right, so this card, I wanted something clean and simple. Now, when I did this card, I was thinking, oh, you know what? I could add flowers down here, and I can punch out some of these papers. I don't know which ones I'm looking at, but you could, you know, punch out any of these that would give you some really fun color to add some different shades of color for your flowers. But then I decided, you know what, I'm always adding, and I kind of decided I wanted this one to be a little more simple. So this is the paper that we're going to use for our scallop border there. So we'll just set that aside for right now, and let me pull this down a little bit. All right. So I just threw a bunch of pieces in this folder because I had some extras. We're going to use these markers, so we're going to set these aside. This is Summer Splash, Pretty in Pink, and Lemon Lime Twist. So those are those colors, and let's see what I've got in here, because I did add some bits and pieces. We are going to do one of the dragonflies. I'll show you how I did it, so we'll set that one aside. So let's look at what we have. I tried just some different colors. We're going to change this one up just a little bit. So this one we did Summer Splash in the back. And this one we're going to swap the Pretty in Pink and the Summer Splash because I was just trying them out. And because I have this piece left over from cutting that out. So I'm going to show you how I did all that. So let's set this aside. We're going to take the Dashing Designs paper and Dashing Designs paper 3D folder, which is the new one. Okay, and let me go ahead and we're going to emboss this so I can just show you what I ended up with and what we're going to use on a different project. But let me emboss this and then I'll show you how we cut it out. All right, so what I want to show you is how our new dies work. All right, so now this is our Dashing Designs. This is the one I showed you that has like the little triangles and some dashes and some dots. This is really kind of a cool embossing folder. It gives you a lot of different texture. And then what we did is I'm going to take this die and I'm going to take the largest one and just put it on here. And I kind of want it, I'm going to add a little piece of tape just so it doesn't move around, because I kind of just make sure I want to get it a good center piece there. All right, so now I have this extra piece, which we're going to use. And then I have this now. So see, these are the extra pieces I had earlier. So we're going to keep those. And you could cut these first and then emboss them if you want, because these can smush down your design just a little bit if you emboss it quite a bit and put it through again with the die. But then you also have this piece here still left. All right, so there, now we have that piece and it's got the design on it, but we're going to use the one I already used here, the Summer Splash one, because we're going to swap these up a bit. So I'm going to put this aside. This will go for another card. And then, like I said, we've got these three here I can use for another card also. So we're just going to set those aside. And now I want to use the scallop piece so we can get our design. So I'm going to bring in our piece, and this is what's on the other side. But I want to get, like I did on here, some of the green, the darker, the lighter, and then the pink. So I'm going to go down here, right in this corner, and I want to get a little bit of all those colors. Now this would be really pretty too, to even use this paper to do the outside scallop also, or even another of the papers, because there's a lot of different pinks and different colors, so you could choose something. But look at that, that's the inside, and then here is the outside. Okay, so we're going to use that one. I'm going to add this to my pile over here, because if you look now, you could add this on the inside if you wanted, and you could stamp that if you wanted. It's light enough to be able to use these pieces. So we're going to do that. And with the white one, I have a white here, and we're going to stamp our sentiment. And our sentiment I used is this one here. You make me feel like glitter in the sun. But I think I'm going to change it and do wishing you the happiest of birthdays, because we always need birthday cards. So I'm going to switch that out, and I'm going to do the birthday sentiment this time. All right, I have not used that one yet, so I want to make sure. I like to get a baby wipe or whatever you like to use to just kind of wipe off the residue. And then I'm just going to stamp it on a piece of scratch paper here just to get that extra water off. And now I'm going to stamp our sentiment. Thanks, Michelle. I love the colors too. I don't know why, but these three colors, anything with these, I just really like a lot. All right, so I'm going to really ink this up good and get a nice image here. Okay, look how pretty that is. And now we're going to use the center die. We're going to put that right on there. Now, if you wanted to, because it has so much space, we could move this down. And I think I might move it down just because we're going to have this dragonfly right here. And maybe I'm going to move him over and up just a little bit more onto here. So I'm going to move our sentiment up a little bit. All right, so let's die cut this one. All right, and now we're going to do our dragonfly. And I ended up, just put that over there. I did one right here already, but I'm going to show you what I did with the other one, because it was kind of an afterthought what I did. So let me show you. I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to stamp in our memento. And we're going to stamp this outline of our oops, I just got my finger in it. So we're going to ink this up really good. Notice I like to move, oh, you probably can't really see, but I like to move my stamp around. Just because we know if you keep stamping right here in the middle all the time, that's the ink where you're picking it up, and you want to make sure you get ink from everywhere. So I just kind of like to make sure I stamp everywhere. So we're going to stamp that guy right there. Now, after I did this, I thought, oh, you know what? I want to make it shiny and I want to emboss. So I decided, oh, I should have embossed that, but I didn't. So let me show you what I did do. I'll put that right there. I'm going to get out my Versamark. And I went ahead and I did the wings. So we have the top wings and the bottom wings, okay, to go on here. So I just did the top wings. And I put them on. And I hadn't thought about the black quite yet. Okay, so there's that. And then we're going to do the bottom ones. And put that on. Then I took my clear embossing powder. I like to put this over here just so I don't get powder all over my ink pad. And I'm going to just throw that on there. And I'm going to heat it up. And then I'll show you what I did when I realized the black was not heated. And I thought, uh-oh, I should have heated the black. So let me show you what I did after I heat this up. Okay, so I just, oh, do you guys see what I just did? Hold on. Rethink. This is where I goofed up. I want to take our scrap piece and that's where I want to stamp this. So I'm going to toss this aside. Silly me. They're colored, right? We want them colored. So we're going to take this again and do black. Gee, I just did this last night. You think I would have remembered. All of a sudden I'm like, wait a minute. All right, so I wanted to add a little bit of the green and the pink because I did the darker, the green. So this guy came from down here, but I want to do this one up here. So since I'm close right here, I'm just going to add that one in right there. So it'll be a little bit of pink, a little bit of green. Now we're going to do our Versamark. Sorry about that. Now we'll do our Versamark. And we're going to do the top part of the wings. And the bottom part. Okay, now we're going to add our Versamark. Okay. So once I did this, I'm going to heat it up. So let me do that. I don't need to use my tweezers because I have this large piece of paper, but I really should close that. So you can see it's getting shiny now. Alright, so there's our shiny dragonfly. But on the black, I was like, oh man, I didn't do that. So then what I did is I took my Wink of Stella. As long as it's wet, it's going to pick up powder. So you want to do it really quick. All right. So now we're going to color in our dragonfly. We're just going to add Wink of Stella. And I'm going to go straight down the middle on the body. And I'm going to quickly come over here. Because remember, that's alcohol. But I want to hurry up and get my embossing powder on here. So now we have a little Wink of Stella. It's not a whole lot, but it's enough to little sparkle. But it's definitely enough to hold on to the embossing powder. All right, so now we've got our dragonfly with just a little bit of sparkle. And now we do have to fussy cut this out, which won't take much time. So I just like to cut my little part because we can use the rest of this for other things. All right. So now the black is shiny and it just looks a lot better, like it's part of the, oops, that's kind of big. I like to leave a little space around, but you don't need a huge space around. I always feel like I'm quickly fussy cutting when I'm on video because it does take a while. I'm sitting here concentrating too hard. And then I like to just kind of curl it around the bottom so it looks a little more finished. All right. Oh yeah, double embossing is really nice too, Melanie. It makes it, you know, just a little thicker, a little shinier. Now, if you wanted to, you could have, after you stamped, you could have just done the embossing, Wink Estella and then the embossing powder, but I did it and then I forgot the body, which is why I did it again. So I was just kind of showing you what my thought process was when I did it, because I was like, oh no, the body is dull, but everything else was shiny. So I wanted to add it. And then when I went to go add the body, I said, ooh, I might as well do the whole thing. So that's what I ended up doing. All right, so now I need to put our paper here, this one, through the embossing folder, because we're going to add a little more texture. Even though we added the texture on our piece right here, we're going to add this too, because it's just such a little amount of texture on the little outline banner, the outline of the label. I wanted to add the white in texture too. All right, now this one has the pink in texture only because I had cut this out. This one right here, this Summer Splash, does not have it because that wasn't my intention. But then once I had this, which I only need one, so let's get rid of that one. So once I had this, I was like, wait a minute. When you put this over here and then you pop up the items on top of it, you won't even know there's that hole there, right? So you might as well use it. So let's go ahead and adhere this on the card. And I'm going to use glue because I don't want to get adhesive all over the place. So I'm just going to use glue. But let's see if I have enough in this bottle because I've been using it. Let's try this bottle. My glue, there we go. All right, there we go. I like to put something darker underneath. I just kind of know about the spacing, so I just kind of lay it down. That's good. This one seems off a little bit. There we go. There we go. All right, so there that is. And now we can take our white that we did and we're going to lay that right on top. It's embossed, so I do like to use glue versus seal. hope everybody got to relax and do what they like. It's funny because I love being in here crafting, but I have not been in here today because I was enjoying time with my husband and floating around and chatted with all the kids and had a good time. Okay, so you're going to notice on this one, since these two were flat and I didn't pop them up, I really wanted to pop these up here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to, let's do the inside first. So on the inside, of course, I did the same color I did on the top, and the inside and the top panels are the same. So the matte layer in the back is the 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. So that's the matte layer, which is the colored, the pink. Pretty in Pink is in the back. And then the one on the top is 4 5 by 5 1/4. And that's the same that's on the inside. Okay, so those are the same sizes. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to decorate this. What I did is I went with the same colors. Of course, I did Summer Splash. And I'm going to get the dragonfly. And I'm just going to put him right there. And then inside the stamp set is this really cute little splatter. Where's the stamp set? I know it's right in front of me. Oh, here it is. So look at, we have like these little splatter and little stars. And so what I did is I took this and I decided, okay, I'm going to put it on kind of like this. So it's going to look like that and kind of just mimic our colors. So I did, let me wipe this off because it looks like I missed a spot. All right. So this is where I took my markers, and I like to do the lightest first. So I did the pink, and I just kind of went across. And I do quite a bit of the pink because it's a lighter color. And then I do quite a bit of the lemon lime twist because, and you can see where your pink ends and just kind of continue on. And then on the bottom, I did the Summer Splash. Oops, wrong end. And then I just kind of come in with that color. And if you go over the lemon lime twist, it's okay because it's a darker marker. And then I huff on it. And then I'm just going to add some splatters there. So now it looks like those are just splatters from our dragonfly. I'm not going to color those in or anything. That's why I did it in a color versus a black, because we don't want to be coloring. We want it colorful and fun, but we do not need to add more work, right? Worked fine. I have a feeling my seal might run out, but we'll use this one up. We'll add that to the pink, Pretty in Pink. All right, and now we're going to add this to the inside of the card. And I like to make sure I look at the bottom and the sides and then go up. If you're really close to the top, I'm okay with that because you're really noticing these. But because you have white up here, as long as it's within your fold, you're fine. So you don't have to be so strict about it. All right, now we need to add our dimensionals on all of this. So let's bring in our large ones. Now you could also add some splatter if you wanted. You could add some of that, one of those stamps from the inside and put it in the background here and maybe add a little splatter on that if you wanted. I just didn't want to add too much more because I've already sparkled these up. And then the embellishments I used are so pretty. All right, so that's done. Let's bring our dragonflies in. I like to take a pig tool or your pokey tool or whatever you have and add. It's just easier to pick them up than trying to do it with your nails, especially if you don't have nails. All right, so I'm going to do those, and then I'm going to do one in the middle. I put the points up and down so that they're kind of hidden. You don't want them to poke out. All right, and then on the little wings on the bottom, you don't have to, but I have these little half dimensionals, and so I'm just going to put them on the top and bottom, and I need half dimensionals again, so I'm going to be cutting some. I don't do anything with the tail because it's going to be fine. It's over this right here. I mean, if you got it caught, it would probably pull it up a little bit, but I wasn't too worried. It was harder to add a dimensional on that than, and you really don't need to. All right, so I like to cut my dimensionals in half for a lot of different projects, and this is definitely going to be one of them. And sometimes I do them a little to the side, so one side might be a little fatter than the other, and it just depends on what you're using them for. But that way, if you get to that point, you can always go, oh, I need a little one, and here's a little one. All right, so we're going to go here, and I'm just going to add dimensionals on the big corners first. And you don't have to do on both corners, just one of them is good. So that is the first thing I do, but then I go back in because this is a frame and it's kind of a thin, and it's DSP, it's not cardstock. So you definitely want to add, sorry, I'm turning my sound off. You definitely want to add some in between. So I'm just going to grab one in between each corner. Okay, just to give it that stability. And one more right here. All right, so there's that. So that's done. And we're going to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to take our little halves, oops, and I like to put them in the corner. Oh, for a minute I thought I was on the wrong side, and really this side, this die actually, or the embossing folder, goes up and downward, so it just depends on what you like. It's funny because, you know, when the thoughtful expressions went away, I was really bummed because I really like those dies, but I really like this die set. I think this is going to be replacing that die set for me. It's less dies, but I still really like the idea of, oops, I have two here. The idea of the scallop part with the straight part, and then you've got the inside part if you wanted, you could do stuff with. Okay, so that is all we need there. So we're going to add that in. So I always try to start in one spot. So I'm starting at the top so I can remember where I'm at. Because you know how you come around, you're like, wait, is that off? Did I take that one off? So take all those off. And then we'll put that in the center. As long as I drop it down and I notice that this is straight, but see, I notice there's more space over there, so I pulled it over a little bit. All right, and then that looks fine. We're going to do the same with this one. But be careful because this one's DSP. So you want to really kind of hold it a little more secure when you're pulling these off. You don't want to rip your paper. Has someone mentioned that they like to see me do my mistakes? Well, that happens a lot. It was funny because when we were in Mexico, I was talking to somebody about videos, and she was talking about how she likes to do, to record them. And I said, no, I do live. I prefer live because I like to chat with you guys. So really quickly, I'm going to do this butterfly at the top, the lighter one, and I'm going to do the darker one down here. So I'm going to do the dark up here and the light down here. Because if I did the light up here, then it would be like a lot of pink in one spot, and I would prefer to be able to really see it. So I'm going to switch it around. And then another thing you can do is add this on your pokey tool. And then just kind of lay it in there right where you're thinking. I'm looking at the top and bottom. Those are good. And so these will be good. Okay, so as long as you have these pointing and look at your space wise here, then your space here is going to be pretty on, because of course it's triangled, so you can get your point on both sides and be good. All right, so now let's do our sentiment. I'm going to do the same thing and use my pokey tool. That way your fingers aren't in there. It's a little harder to see the spacing around it. So I'm going to just add it on my pokey tool right there. And I like to bring it in. Just kind of, again, you're looking at those 2 points. And as long as your point and spacing is good, the sides will be okay. All right, see what I mean here? I'm going to bring this guy in here like this. And then put this one up here. But I'm going to bring this one just in a little bit more because we have this space. And we could have done the same thing. You could have brought the words down and brought the pink one in a little bit more, but I liked it up better. All right, so we're going to bring this one right here. All right, and then this one. And I bring it just on sideways. It's mainly going to be here because I want the wing to be on there, but I want it to not cover the words. So we're going to do that one there. All right, and now we're going to bring in our gems that I used. And I love these new iridescent faceted gems. And so what I decided on this is I did a larger one over here to the side. And then I'm going to take the smaller ones and just put them right onto the dragonfly. One on each. See? So there are the two different colors. Okay, so we're still using the same colors. We're still using, but we're switching these up because remember, when I cut this one out, I ended up with this pink paper. But I did the green first, so I didn't use it here. So I still have now a green. And then when I did the pink paper, I was going to do this one pink, and then I decided, oh, wait a minute, I did the green to do this, so I have that, but when I redid the pink one, I ended up with another one because I wanted to show you how I die cut it out. So I have these, there you go, like this. All right, so I have extras. I could do different things with these. Now I have the green that went in here. So keep all that. Now this one, I don't have the extra one I did with my first card, which was this one, because I used it for the dragonfly, this one. And so you could use this up if you wanted to with your dragonflies. That's why I only have a little bit of pink on this one on one leaf, because I put it right here. And then I put the other one down here and I used it up. But then I decided, wait, I could use this as a sentiment. So I'm going to be keeping that because I could do something like this on a different card. Right? I mean, you could even use your cards like this if you wanted and put this DSP back here, you know, add more color. I mean, there's all kinds of things you could do with these. So I will keep these and use them for something else. So which one do you guys like? Do you like the Summer Splash one, which is this one? or the pretty and pink one. I love them both. I really like these colors a lot. And adding that lemon lime twist in there is really pretty. Let's see, I'll do a little closer. There you go. But look at these gems. They're so pretty. Oh, thank you, Michelle. I appreciate that. Thanks, Terry, Stacy, Mary. You guys are wonderful. Thank you so much. Yay! Thanks, you guys. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, like I said, I wanted to do something simplified. My next card that I'm thinking of doing for this next week, I have to play with it, see if I can figure something out, but I just got a different set in that I want to play with. So I'm going to look at that and see what I can come up with, because it's different than what I expected. So that's why I want to show it to you on Wednesday. So anyway, I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your Mother's Day. I'm leaning toward the Summer Splash. Me too, Renee, but I love Summer Splash. Although I'm a pink person, I just love the look of that. Maybe because it's got the green, and I don't know. I really like them both, but I do like the Summer Splash one a lot. But that was my favorite color, you know, that came in. As you can see, my walls are Coastal Cabana. I don't know, for those of you that didn't know, when I remodeled my room, I wanted to do Coastal Cabana, but when I took it down there, I told them to do it just like 10% lighter. Well, I said a little bit lighter, and they said, okay, so 10%, and I said, okay, that's good. And they showed me a swatch, and I was like, yep, that's what I want. So now it's called Marcie's Teal. That's what they named it. But I love the Scallop 2 Cherry. This is really a cute set. And then, like, the set has the 4 flowers in it, but I love this. And of course, I got 2 of them because I will be using these quite a bit. Good, Caroline. I'm glad you like it. So anyway, I hope you guys will watch on Wednesday and see what I can come up with. I will be back in here tomorrow, and as soon as that paper gets in, you guys, I'm sorry about the Seaside Wishes. It did have a pack of paper missing, so as soon as it gets in, I will get those cut and sent to you. The box came, I knew it was coming, I had everything ready to go, and short a pack of paper. And I already used all the paper I had, because when you see the card, you'll know there's a lot of DSP on the big card, and that's the one I was needing more for. So I'll make sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay, so don't forget June bingo. You could register for now. May is sold out, but I hope you'll watch the May video, because we've got some great cards that I'm going to be doing on there. Don't forget, I do still have a few paper shares left. There's links below. And I do still have some of the Seaside Wishes kits still available. You get a PDF, you get a super fancy fold, a fancy fold, an A2 size card, and a 3D item. And you also get a YouTube video. And then always don't forget, I would love to have you on my team. If you're thinking about it, you're just not quite sure, let me answer any questions that you have. It is a great opportunity to get all of this for free along with your kit. So for $99, you get $125 in product plus this $82 value with all the new in color items shown here. And then you get a discount after that. So I mean, you know, when you go to Kohl's, when you go to Macy's and you get reward, you know, money, star money, or you get Kohl's cash or whatever, you're like, whew, I've got a, you know, a discount, a coupon. That's what it is. That's what it is with when you're a demonstrator. You just get to save money. So why not give it a try and see what happens? See you Wednesday, and I'm sure you will come up with something great. I hope so. This set is a little... it's a little intimidating to me, so we'll see. I'm going to reach outside my comfort zone and give it a try. All right, everybody, have a fantastic rest of your day. I will see you on Wednesday. Have a good week. Bye, everybody.